but a kind of icy, rainy Saturday here in the DC Metro. I am trying to stream from my laptop to all these places. If you don't know who I am, my name is Frank Lavinia, and you can follow me on Twitter at FrankDiggsData. And I have a couple of URLs and websites, franksworld.com, datadriven.tv, and Impact Quantum. Frank's World is the blog I've had since 1995, although technically I'm a blog until the year 2000. And if you're looking at the backlog now, it became a technology blog in 2004, and then because of an unfortunate incident with a former hosting provider, all my data was gone. 13 years of data was nuked. So ever since then, I've been on a progress to kind of rebuild my content library. So with that, I want to say, hope you're having a great Saturday. Hope you're staying safe. The roads, at least in this part of Maryland, are okay. And I just figured I'd do a quick live stream and answer any questions that come up. I will definitely check them out in the chat and put some fancy overlay on it. There we go. Yeah, before this wasn't working. It was weird. It was doing some strange stuff. I suspect my hotspot is got some issues, but I couldn't play the fancy graphics and stuff like that. Sorry. Although I think I'm more sorry than anything else. So hopefully you have a great day. It looks like some parts. I was talking to Andy this morning. Apparently he's expecting a big ice storm, and you know, that's, I think we're getting it now. And oh, that's lovely. A big dump truck is dumping garbage right in front of me. That's fun. So while the kids are in class, I figured I would stream, answer any questions that you have, and watch. All right, bit of a blooper there. So this is the first time I'm streaming from this laptop through this software. I used to do a lot of live streaming on this when I do live events. This would be kind of my poor man's TriCaster setup, but I don't know what happened there. I suspect that maybe it downloaded it, had to download it locally, so maybe that's why. Now that's done, my little signal bar is good. I don't know where it cut off, but ultimately, just be careful out there. It seems like it could be a nasty storm. Certainly this winter is making up for the last winter's no-show, although 2020 had some other issues associated with it. Let me tell you what I'm up to this week. So this week for work, I attended a Power Platform hackathon that we do for customers, and it was great. I have seen the light when it comes to Power Platform. Power Platform was always one of those things that was on the edge of my interest, right? It's like, that looks interesting. Well, honestly, first I was like, oh, not another low-code platform. I've had it with those. And then I did get a chance to see how impactful it can be. We use it internally at Microsoft quite a bit. Our time and attendance system, you can use that. Prior to that, you had to log into the VPN and then go to an internal site. But I kind of liked it. And then, you know, Udacity has a free training class. And I signed up because it's free. I didn't really put a lot of time in or attention into it. And this hackathon was organized by two colleagues of mine, Brendan and David. Brendan is like, I'm the data and AI architect at the Reston MTC. Brendan is the Power Platform architect at the MTC. And having him kind of go through it and how to set up an environment and go through that whole system, I liked it. And let me tell you the aha moment I had. So for those of you who don't know, my background is actually, oh, hello. I have a dog with me, as always. My background is client-side development, whether it was Windows Forms, VB3, Windows Forms, web design, that sort of thing, Silverlight, and XAML and WPF. One of the things I really, really appreciated with the Power Platform is how the data binding is so well done, right? The ability to change your templates and things like that for your list controls. I think they call it grid view or whatever, but same thing, different name. It was really well done with literally no code. I was able to kind of build out a pretty and redefine the templates and what it looked like. You know, there was no style sheet code, there was no XML, there was no XAML, no CSS, none of that drama, and it was pretty easy to put together. I mean, and it was all in browser. I don't have to install anything. And the really impactful thing is that you can build these web apps that work on a browser, but also work on mobile devices, whether it's Android or iOS. So that was really the kind of aha moment. And there's, you know, like any engineer, you know, there's a lot of stuff I want to automate. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, but the coding time just isn't there. I mean, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But with Power Apps, it looks like I can build out some automation systems with very little or no code. And that's appealing. Obviously, if you go to franksworld.com, a lot of the stuff there that I do, and I've talked about this on other streams, and if you want me to talk about it in future streams, kind of go through how I built it, I'm happy to do that. But a lot of that content is automated, and there's a lot of other things I can automate to kind of streamline my workflow. And Power Platform could do not everything, but the lion's share of what I want to do. So I actually I signed back in, inspired by my coworkers and that hackathon I did. I logged back into Udacity today and started watching some classes. It's totally worth it. It's free. Donna Sarkar and Greg Herman or Hurlman, I forget his name. I met him, but I haven't had nearly enough coffee today. Speaking of which, I gotta stay hydrated. And so with that, that's pretty much all that's going on in Frank's world. Hopefully you're staying warm and safe, and you know, you're enjoying Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year. You're the ox, I believe. So hopefully you got some red envelopes filled with money. As for me, you know, Andy and I have been working diligently on our secret project. We are that much closer to launching. Originally, I wanted to launch on February 2nd, but here we are, February 13th. We will be launching soon. Yeah, I'm excited to share with the world what we're building, kind of the mission that we're creating, and the opportunities we hope to unfold, which I guess Power Apps could help with that too. I mean, I don't know, I may do some even more interesting stuff with Power Apps, because what's key about Power Apps is the whole Dataverse or Common Data Service, whatever it's called this week. It definitely has some potential, that's for sure. It definitely has potential in terms of what it can do for just building out connections to data stores, whether they're structured or unstructured. Tends to work better with structured. Getting rid of data silos by coming up with some kind of common data model that lets you share data within your organization. There's also a cool thing where it looks like you can build out your own custom solutions and then deploy them on and sell them like apps. So that looks pretty cool too. Yeah, there's definitely some things I'm like, it's opened up my mind to a whole new world of possibilities. But don't worry, AI and data is still my first love, and definitely got some cool AI stuff coming. I'm actually delivering a bunch of demos next week on Synapse and Azure ML, which is both awesome products. One of the things I really want to get my hands deep and dirty into is Azure Purview, which is currently in preview. Say that 10 times fast. And it has this whole kind of not just data governance, but data lineage, data masking, data sharing. looks like it's an incredible product. I'm looking forward to really kind of learning more about that. I've already kind of talked about it to customers, and I was lucky enough to get someone on the product group, the engineering team who's actually building it, kind of talk at the session I hosted. Really awesome stuff. Really awesome stuff. With that, I'm going to get back to my my Udacity Power Apps course, and while I wait for the kids, you have a great day. And I'm not going to bother with the fancy graphics this time, just because not sure how it's going to work on the laptop here, tethered to the hotspot. Tethered? Do we even say tethered anymore? Yeah. All right. It's a bit like a fax machine. You know what it is, but you don't really use it, the term anymore. All right. Before I go, if you want to kind of learn, but you don't have time, audiobooks are the way to go. I myself, I think I have 300 plus titles in my Audible. I was slow to kind of the Audible revolution. I first got my first audio book through Audible in 2016. And ever since then, I've been hooked. Whether you're spending time in the car, working out, walking around, or just want to have something on in the background, Audible is a great way to go. I have a number of books I can recommend. Anything by Grant Cardone, anything by Jordan Belfort. So many great books. I'm currently listening to a book called Millionaire Fastlane by a guy named is it JD or MD DeMarco, something like that. Interesting book, interesting way at looking at the world. I can't recommend it enough. Oops. Highly recommend that book. It is awesome. If you're not already a subscriber to Audible, if you go right here, let's see, right here, thedataDrivenBook.com, you will go to an Audible site, and you'll basically get one free audiobook on us. I recommend Patrick Bet-David has a couple of books. Your Next 5 Moves, all very good one to read or listen to, and it's great. You can listen to it on your Alexa, you can listen to it on your phone. They even have a Windows app, Windows 10 app, which don't get me started. But what's cool too is they'll actually track kind of your metrics, how many titles you have, how many minutes you listen. And it's just a fun little layer on top of thing. And if you subscribe, no obligation, one audiobook for free. If you subscribe, I get a little pat on the back, and I think like a couple of bucks, almost enough to buy a Starbucks drink. Help support the show, help support Andy and I streaming, and helps justify the purchases of software and camera gear. Yeah, and you help improve yourself too. So everybody wins. Everybody wins. So with that, my name is Frank Lavinia. 2 of my URLs are there. I also have a podcast, Quantum Computing, which I've also been schooling up. Fun fact, my first MTC engagement on quantum computing is next week. So I'll get a chance to talk about that. In my previous role as a cloud solution architect at Microsoft, I actually delivered 3 talks to customers about quantum computing. So this will be the first kind of, that's the only reason they're talking to us is quantum computing. And that revolution is here. It's happening now, and you want to be ready, right? This is that before the iPad, before the iPhone, there were other mobile platforms, Palm Pilot, Handspring, iPac, not iPad, iPac. It was a small compact computer, handheld, and that's kind of where we are. It's still kind of primitive, hasn't gone mainstream, but you want to be 5 years from now when it goes big. When the recruiters say we need someone 5 to 10 years experience, you can raise your hand and say that's me. So with that, I don't see any comments in the chat. So if you are commenting, I don't see it here in this app. Sorry. I always go back and see what comments are left later. So if you're watching this live, I hope you have a fantastic day. If you're watching this later, I hope you had a fantastic day. Thanks for spending some time on your Saturday afternoon, rainy or sunny, depending on where you are. And yeah, if it's warm, if it's warm and not rainy, if it's warm and sunny, let me know where that is. Yeah, you have a fantastic day, and definitely check out my links below, and definitely take a good look at Power Platform. It's pretty impressive. I have to say, I am impressed, and I have to be impressed. If after all those years of doing client-side development, I was kind of turned off by the happenings around XAML-based UX and went into data. This is kind of making me like, you have a